Today, we will be taking a virtual trip from Seoul to Gallagher to visit Hatshepsut and see how she lived. Hatshepsut was important to Egypt because she was the first female pharaoh.
Hatshepsut's family tree.
Hatshepsut married Thutmose II and had kid Nofre, but later Nofre married Thutmose III, and she became queen of Egypt. But Thutmose III was too young to rule Egypt, so Hatshepsut was his caretaker, but then later decided to become pharaoh for Thutmose's own sake. Hatshepsut wore this as to not offend her people, the gods, or the previous pharaohs, because the pharaohs were not allowed to show any of their hair, and the snake on her head was to show that she was in fact the pharaoh of Egypt.
This lady was fat. She died in the age of 50. She had diabetes.
As Mr. Hoswell said, she was fat.
Hatshepsut died and was buried in Gallagher. She died of infection. Hatshepsut's body, shown here, was lost at one point, but the thing that actually showed the archaeologists that she was still buried there was a single tooth that the archaeologists found on the site. Now that we've talked about how Hatshepsut died and where she was buried, let's talk about her actual life. Hatshepsut went to Punt to trade for resources. Some of the things Hatshepsut brought back from her journey were ivory, gold, and incense. She brought back these things because Egypt did not have them. A long time ago, before Hatshepsut's time, the Hyksos decided to destroy Egypt and try to rule it, but Egypt was able to fend them off. Years later, though, the shrines that they had broken were still destroyed, so Hatshepsut decided to make the people there in Egypt fix them. Another reason she did this was to give the Egyptians jobs as workers and to show that she was religious. Of the reasons stated here, Hatshepsut had to be very important. As a religious leader, Hatshepsut was, as one of the 6 characteristics, government. She was also religious because she was supposed to be the embodiment of the gods. She was also government because she worked on the taxes and on how she treated her people and how Egypt thrived while in her time. Even in her time, Egypt was called the Golden Age. Hatshepsut, the female pharaoh, was also important to Egypt because she showed that trade was important. Economics could be another way that Egypt could interact with other